in the field.
Every product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son.
60% of all toys last year were sold on Amazon, which is incredible.
Be passionate about it because it's a road, it's a journey.
Like when you have an idea that you think is like gonna somewhat like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Toy Business Unbox Podcast. I'm your host, Jason. Today, we have a very special guest, Maxwell, the co-creator of 3D Doodler, a 3D printing pen that have been bringing a lot of creativity into the classroom, makerspace, studios, and home around the world. And he have ever launched several different other products since that original product, which was extremely successful when he first did his Kickstarter, which raised more than 2.3 million initially. So thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today and sharing your journey with us.
Thank you, Jason. I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, so take our audience back. What was the original spark that become this whole businesses that you have?
So originally WobbleWorks, which is the company, we were creating concepts and inventions and then selling it to the toy industry.
Yes.
So we were actually in the middle of working on a project for, it was Meccano, before they were purchased by Spin Master. We were developing a new product line for them of a robot dinosaur series. And we were 3D printing one of the robot legs, one of the shell pieces. And it was like a 14-hour print. And this is way back in 2011, 2012.
Oh, whoa,
so 3D printers are not, the greatest thing at this point. And the printer missed a layer, and it just kept on printing, as they did at the time. So we had two perfectly good pieces, and my business partner at the time, Peter Dilworth, was like, oh man, I wish you could just take the print head off and like join those pieces together. Why can't you do that? And we were kind of like, wait a minute, why can't we do that? That'd be much faster. So we quickly catted something up. We printed out pieces. We dismantled the 3D printer. We kludged together this really rough, ugly thing with an Arduino and everything, and way too much power. And then we did fix the robot leg, and we went, okay, meeting is saved. We can present the robot, and we're like, but this is more fun. So but when we went through and we reiterated on it, and we turned it more into a pen-like thing, and we eliminated the stepper motor, which is just way too much. So at the time, print heads for 3D printers were way more than like $100 to $200, and so we had to find a path to make that a more accessible price point, not needing as much tech inside of it. And so we had to find a unique path to make a product, a capable product. And so we named it 3D Doodler because we thought it was a kind of a cute, fun name.
And what make you confident that this could be a real product, not just a cool like a gadget of some sort?
Nothing. We were quite the opposite of confident. We took it around to quite a number of our clients that we had been working with over the years. And I used to work at a company called WowWee, doing toy robots and stuff like that. So that was really our focus. But we took it around to a number of different toy companies, and they all kind of said the same thing, which is, I don't get it.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, whoa, we don't get it. It's Harold and the Purple Crayon come to life. You draw an object, and then it's a physical thing. And now, like, I have an object. Like, this is my phone case. Like I drew my phone case. And so we were like, so it's either them or it's us. And then we were like, well, what do we need to actually like kick it forward? We said, well, we could kickstart it. So we we added on an additional partner, Daniel Cohen, who has much better writing and language skills and whatnot. And we started working on a Kickstarter campaign. We took about 3 months to do the Kickstarter campaign. And one of the keys that really told us that we were heading down the right road is that we'd picked around 14 reporters that
Okay.
we
A
had
lot of PR. Okay.
sourced, that had written about 3D printing, and they had written about Kickstarter, and that those two things had crossed.
Okay.
And we took their Twitter photos
Yeah.
and their company logos, and we doodled them. So we made
Oh.
portraits of the reporters, and we made logos for them, and we
Mm,
videotaped it all, and we put
yeah.
it on YouTube under a hidden link and everything, and we wrote handwritten notes to all of them, and then we made a copy of our press releases and everything like that, and then we sent out 14 packets to all these different reporters.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And so we thought maybe 3 or 4 would like write a story about it.
Yeah.
And what actually happened, and several of them contacted us beforehand and said, this is really cool. And I'm like, okay, so there's something here. We'll probably do okay. But
Mhm.
of the 14 reporters that we reached out to, I think 4 of them published within the first few hours of the Kickstarter
Oh, whoa. Okay.
launching.
Okay.
And
Nice.
then 8 more piled in after that. And then after
Yeah.
that, basically everybody wrote a story
Mm.
because they were all like, oh, we can't miss it.
Oh, okay.
Which helped us to then get the front page of Reddit, which is what then shot us through the
Oh, you got to the
stratosphere.
front page of the Reddit. Oh,
Yeah,
whoa.
like we
Okay.
had a whole strategy. I know what to do with Reddit. We're gonna do this, and then when we went to Reddit's front page, I was like, "Don't touch Reddit. Just it's done. Don't want
Yeah.
to do anything else. Like just leave
Yeah.
it be." And then yeah, we did around $500,000 in the first 24 hours. So it was
Incredible. Yeah.
quite
Okay.
insane at the rate at which we were doing it. So yeah,
And it's such a long time ago. It was
2013.
2013. The
Yeah.
Kickstarter platform, I think, is still fairly in this
It
early
was still
infancy.
relatively new. We still had
Yeah.
to definitely explain to a lot of people that they were
How it work. Yeah.
pre-ordering, for lack of a better
Yeah. Yeah.
explanation, that they
Yes. Yes.
weren't
Yes.
getting shares in the company, that they weren't, all these different
Yeah.
things.
Different scenes. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
she's now my wife, but at the time, she was my girlfriend,
Mhm.
and she saw what was going on, and she actually went to her boss at her
Mhm.
company, and she's like, I'd like to take a sabbatical
Oh. Okay.
to help my boyfriend out for like a month because he's just
Yeah.
like so overwhelmed and he needs someone
Yeah.
helping him out. And I was like, oh, that'd be great. And explained the whole thing, and like what was going on and yada yada, and then said like I'd like to take the sabbatical. And her boss was like, okay, great, yeah, you can take a sabbatical. I thought you were gonna quit. I just have one
Yeah.
question. What the heck is Kickstarter? And she's like, okay, you just didn't. It just all went straight over her head. This whole explanation of what's going
Yeah.
on and how does it work.
Yeah. 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 I
So
see.
yeah,
I see.
it definitely, we were one of the higher campaigns at the time.
Yeah.
What I'm more proud is that we delivered on time and we delivered
Oh.
successfully, which is not a
Yes.
common thing for a lot of Kickstarter campaigns.
Kickstarter campaign. Yes. Unfortunately.
And then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you look at some other ones like Coolest Cooler, which was around like a year or two after us, and that was a $15 million campaign.
Mhm.
But they were unable to
To
deliver the
fulfill,
goods at the
deliver.
end of the day, largely
Oh.
because they not calculated shipping properly.
Ah. Yeah. So they
And they
didn't
were like,
charge him.
in fact, they even called us and they said, how are you doing it? We're like, well, our product is this big,
Oh,
and
their products
your
might.
product is massive. It's a cooler, and you're shipping
They didn't
air.
think about
And it's like,
shipping.
the
Yeah.
reason that most coolers are actually made in Mexico is
Yeah.
because of the shipping
Because of
costs.
shipping. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so,
Yeah.
but
They forgot one very, very
yeah,
important element.
yeah, exactly. One really like key thing there. And I mean,
Oh.
I get it. If you've never done that kind of thing before, you don't forget, you don't know those things. But I had
Mhm.
worked for a toy company. I had brought product from concept to the market,
Mm,
and so we were aware a lot of the pitfalls that were in
mhm.
front of us in order to do that, which is why we're able to deliver the product on time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And obviously, you're such an early mover I mean, back in 2013, there's not a lot of seven-figure campaign on the Kickstarter
No,
platform
I
yet.
mean, there's still not a huge
Yeah,
number of them, but they
yeah,
still they do happen a little more often now than they used to.
yeah. But beside the like being on the homepage of Reddit, which is definitely help, any other specific things that you did looking back that make it so successful?
The reporters.
Oh, the reporters. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
getting the reporters on
Mm,
board,
it's the
making
biggest.
it
Okay.
s- the things when dealing with reporters. If you're introducing a new concept or a new idea,
Yes,
a lot
yes,
of
yes,
tech
yes.
reporters will be open to it.
Mm,
But some of the keys of doing that are pre-writing the story,
rewriting. Okay.
because a lot of these reporters have 5 or 6 stories they have to get out a day. So if you
Yes.
can make their life easier by providing them with a sample story, they'll use that to base their story off of, and therefore it'll make their life a lot easier. Having links on your web page with a copy of the press release, reaching out to them months before, not days
they have enough
before,
time.
not the day of, not 5 days after you've launched it, but months before, and putting them under something called embargo. So when you say, like, I'm putting you under embargo, I'm requesting that you don't release this information until this date. And that's part of what we did, is we sent these stories declaring that they were under embargo.
Way back then, were you also building a pre-launch list, like a popular strategy people nowadays, like building a huge
That's a
email
popular
list?
strategy now. We did not have a pre-launch list. We were in silent dark mode through the whole thing.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, we did, other than reaching out to those reporters, we were not going around and showing it to people. We weren't getting an email list or anything like that together. Now you have to do that. Now there is just no way that you can do a Kickstarter successfully without
the email list.
But at the time, what we were primarily relying on was a PR push.
PR push. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. So after the Kickstarter campaign finished, what was the toughest part of manufacturing and delivery at that scale? Because I think you have 20,000 backers, which is something insane.
26,000 backers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So of that, that's 20,000 pens.
Yeah.
I mean, the hardest part is having to go to the factory and sit there and make sure it happens, you know. There wasn't one specific issue, I would say, but I spent 4 months in southern China working with our manufacturing partner to get it ready. There were numerous times that I would even go sit on the line and show some of the line employees, is this a better way of doing this? And
so you actually flew over there in person? Okay.
Oh yeah. I was at the factory.
Okay.
Yeah, I was shuttling back and forth every day. Because I used to live in Hong Kong, so that was a big advantage.
You used to live in Hong Kong. Okay.
So and my business partner, who's still with us, Dan, had an apartment in Hong Kong still. So I was just staying at his apartment in Hong Kong.
I see.
Going to the factory every day on the bus to sit there all day and then work with the factory to figure it out. And I ended up doing all the firmware code myself. So I mean, it's just kind of everything. And then it was brand new conceptually product. And nothing's ever as simple as people want to make them out to be. There were lots of little tricks that we discovered in the development process that allowed a final product to come out. And as always, you make your first one, then you're like, all right, now how do I make it better? How do I make the next one? Where do we go from that?
I think that's actually your huge advantage, because not all the entrepreneur can go there in China and actually oversee the production like you did. So
yeah, I suppose that's true. I would encourage most people that if they expect to take a product from concept all the way through, that they spend some time with their manufacturing partner. A lot of time. It doesn't matter where that manufacturing partner is. You still need to spend a lot of time with them.
Well, especially for a product as complicated as yours, it's like a brand new concept, never has been done before. There's a lot of trial and error trying to figure out what is going to work.
There was a lot of stuff where one of the common phrases you hear in manufacturing is that's not possible. And then you have to do it and then show it to the manufacturer. It is possible. You're not thinking about it.
I think that's also my experience with some manufacturer in China, since with our own toy line. Sometimes the Chinese manufacturer is really good at copying idea, but they are really bad at coming up with brand new idea from scratch. So if they have never done that before, they will say, "Oh, it's not possible."
It's not possible
without you showing them.
You have to actually, which is one of the reasons being there physically is often a big advantage, because we.
Do you also speak Chinese yourself, or do you hire a translator?
我的中国说很不好. So I have some bad Mandarin, but
I see.
But enough to have a conversation at a factory and be able to do that. But most factories have people that can speak English.
So have people that can speak English.
Yeah.
I see. So so that's fast forward a few more years. So now you launch the product, it's delivering into people's hand. And I believe later on, initially this product was designed more for adult, correct?
So there are
And-
three doodler products.
Uh-huh.
There's the 3doodler Start, which
Yeah.
is for kids 6+ that uses a low temperature material.
But do
So
you
you
have
can
that way back then when you kickstarted it, or that's later?
2016 is when we launched that one.
Oh, that's later
We
on.
started with
Okay.
a 14+ product.
14 plus.
So
Okay.
it's like
Okay.
it like the same rules as a soldering iron or a hot glue gun. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
ABS and PLA, so we're in
Yes.
220 degrees Celsius land, which is
Yes.
400 and something Fahrenheit.
Okay.
You'll forgive me. Like I do Celsius more than I do Fahrenheit. So
Sure. Sure.
so
Yeah.
it was definitely not a toy. And we were very clear about that to people that it was
Okay.
not
Okay.
a
Begin
toy.
with, yeah.
You
It's
know,
a
at that
tool.
time, Toys R Us approached us and wanted to sell it, and we said, "Hey, we're really flattered. We'd love
Oh,
to
it's not a
work
toy.
with you, but it's not a toy, and
It's
so
not a
you
toy. Yeah.
can't actually
Okay.
sell it at
Yeah. It
Toys R
could
Us without a on there.
safety issue.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll like find a way around the safety issue and all this stuff." And we were like, "If you just wait
Oh.
2 years,
Yeah.
in 2 years, I will have a kids version for you, and then you can sell
Oh.
the kids version."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's where we ended up doing that. But we'd always intended on a kids version, a middle of the road
Yeah.
version, a
Okay.
professional version, a
Oh.
food version, a kids
Yeah. Yeah.
food
Yeah.
version, and so forth and
Yes,
so on,
yes,
which
yes,
is
yes.
where we
Yeah,
ended
you
up.
do have a
So
like full version, which is
yeah,
also very, very interesting as
yeah,
well.
we use sugar.
Oh,
We use isomalt, which is a sugar
I saw.
substitute, so it
Okay.
doesn't spike your insulin levels, and you can use it to draw in candy,
Mhm. Oh, that's super cool. Okay,
which is
okay. So you already have all that idea in mind when you
yeah. So
first
I
actually
had the
come.
whole
Oh, wow. Okay, okay.
thing in
Like an
mind.
ecosystem almost.
Yeah, the
Okay.
whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it was very evident also all the support material, doodle pads, silicon mats that have grooves in them so that you can do repeatable parts,
Oh,
nozzles, like
yeah.
decorating kit, different shapes and sizes of nozzles that can be done.
Hmm.
So it was quite expansive, and we are so off
Yeah.
the bat, we're like, oh yeah, this is where we're heading. This is the path to get there. And so
Mhm.
we didn't start right away with the kids one. We first went from the three doodler, the original one, and then we created what we called the three doodler 2.0, and then the three
2.0,
doodler
yeah, yeah. I saw
create,
it. Yeah.
and then we did the create plus, and then we did
Mm.
the flow, and so forth and so on.
I see, I see, I see, I see. And I think you also make a special version for Star Trek. So
We did a Star Trek
yeah.
version.
Yeah. Yeah,
We did a
yeah.
license for Star Trek, and we did a Powerpuff Girls version of the Three Doodlers Start. Um,
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
yeah,
I
which were
see, I
fun.
see.
Not
Yeah.
particularly great sellers, but were fun.
Maybe they're too niche. I see,
Yeah.
I see, I see, I see. Got it. And I think over the year, obviously, that is your hero product that's kind of put your company to the map. I know over the year you also developed other product over the year as well. Like, what is
Yes.
your vision for the company going forward? Are you launching more product going
So yeah,
forward?
we've already launched quite a number of different products over the year, but this year we are specifically launching something called Air Builders,
Mm,
which has just gone into the market. It's now available on Amazon and a couple other platforms, but it's
yeah.
tubes that you interconnect, and then
Hmm.
they share their air, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah. I saw
inflate
that at
them from
Nuremberg.
any
Yeah.
port, and then you can deflate them from any port. And the ports have little
Mhm.
valves on them, so they self-close, but you
Yeah.
create forts with it, or you can create obstacle courses with it. And the important part is, from a parental standpoint, you get your living room back in the evening, because you get to suck the air out of the kid's structure, throw it in the closet, and then at 6 a.m. they
Yeah,
can, pull it back out of the closet and use the foot
yeah.
pump to reinflate the whole thing, and then just play throughout
Mm,
the day.
I
So
see,
I'm
I see, I
very
see.
excited about the air builders. We're
Okay.
also just introduced mind frames, which will be commercially available in Q4, which is
Oh, okay, that's
a
another one. Okay.
construction system where you can create wearables very easily. They're both rigid and flexible at the same
Oh,
time. So
okay,
I'm very
okay.
excited about those as well.
I see, I see, I see. I think I didn't see that on the floor. Did you bring a
Yeah,
prototype
it was
at the
there. It
floor?
was
Oh,
there.
you was there. Okay, okay. I didn't saw it. So, yeah. So I
The
did.
little kid,
Oh,
there was a kid in the corner that was made out of mind frames. And there's some
oh,
other
okay.
stuff, yeah, along those lines.
I see. Okay, okay, okay. Got it. Well, sound very, very excited project for you and for the upcoming years to come as well. So, and as far as all those the new product that you just mentioned, how is the market reception so far with the people you're talking to?
I mean, we just started out into both of those, and we're seeing a
Mhm.
very good reception so far. So we're very excited to see where the products go from here.
I see, I see, I see. Well, got it. Yeah, but congratulations on all the success that you have so far. And as well, kind of wrapping, I know you have a flight to catch, so I'm gonna
Of course.
try to wrap it up. But if you have to, looking back at your own journey, you have been doing this, for more than a decade now. What are some of the like, if you have to share one piece of advice with someone that's also just getting started in the toys and game industry, what would that be?
Go work for someone else first.
Okay. Piece of advice.
You
Okay,
know,
why?
I spent 4 years working at WowWee.
Yeah,
I'm eternally grateful for everything I learned there and
yeah,
how they allowed me to explore the toy space, learn how to do manufacturing because I was living in Hong Kong at the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Um, I could never emphasize enough to people, like, if you have some great idea, that's great.
yeah.
Keep it to yourself and then
Hmm.
go work for someone else that's doing something similar so that you
Hmm.
can understand all the pitfalls and the problems,
Oh, true,
and you
true,
get
true,
paid
true,
for it. So you get
true. Oh,
paid to
okay. That's a good
learn
idea. Yeah,
what the problems are going to be and how to
yeah.
do it.
I'll do it before
And
you
then
actually
once
do
you
it.
feel
Yeah,
comfortable doing it, or
comfortable.
you feel like you've learned, then,
You
then
can
there you
try.
go. The other thing is to never make product for yourself.
Oh,
Always make
okay.
product
That's
for
a
the
good
end
idea.
consumer.
And
The first
consumer.
time I made a product, it was the Robo Sapien RS Media.
Okay.
And it was this crazy kludged thing where we put an ARM7 chip inside of this dancing robot and found these LCD phone screens and had
Yeah.
Java running on it, and it was programmable, and it had
Oh, wow, fancy.
Linux embedded in it, and it had all this crazy stuff. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted it.
Nobody wanted
Nobody
that.
wanted it. It was this
Yeah. Okay.
insane
Okay.
like thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I built this for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Yeah. Okay.
bad.
That's a
So
very
yeah,
good piece
that
of advice.
definitely those are the two biggest things: is don't build product for yourself, build it for the
Yeah,
person
yeah,
that it's
yeah.
intended
Well,
to.
don't fall in love with your own idea without
That's
getting
right.
feedback.
Yeah, yeah. And that you can't
So,
trust your friends and relatives to give you
oh,
truly honest feedback. Like if you have a child and you have a toy and you put it in front of them, they want
yeah,
to please you. They want to make you happy
true.
as their
Yeah,
parent. So they're going
yeah,
to tell you it's great, probably no matter what. And your friends and family are also going to tell you it's great no matter what.
that's true.
So you have to really be sneaky about how you do it and see how
True.
you can get people's true reaction, because you also don't
True.
want to
Yeah.
like go tell the world about it, because then someone's going to
Mm,
take the idea. So
mm,
I had
mm.
a meeting one time with some colleagues, and I actually put mind frames on the table,
Yeah,
and I didn't tell them what it was. I didn't
yeah,
say this is a product I want to explore launching, nothing like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
We just
okay.
had our standard meetings, and they
Yeah.
naturally picked these things up and started putting them together and fidgeting with them.
Oh,
And they were
okay.
fidgeting with them for several hours until finally one of them broke down and said, all right, what is this and why am I playing with it? And I went, we call them mind frames. They're, this really fun construction fidget toy that you can make wearables and do all this crazy stuff with. And they're like, so what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to make it and sell it. And they're like, okay, we're convinced because we've been sitting here playing with it for hours.
Oh, I see. I
And I
see.
was like, there you go. So that
I
was
see.
it's one of the ways that you can both convince someone but see. Now, if they hadn't played with it, or they played with it for 2 minutes and then put it down, I wouldn't have even brought it further than that. I would have said, okay,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably not a great, it's not as great an item as I thought it was. But the fact that
I see.
these two older gentlemen were playing with it, I'm like, oh, if they
Mm,
can find the fun in it, I know kids can find the fun in it much easier.
mm.
So
Okay, very good point. And I think the other, I want to hear your opinion about this because you're also a very prolific inventor. In your, let's just say you have another new product idea. When is a good time to actually start trying to get patent for it, like utility design patent? Because that's also a very long and expensive
it's a very
process.
long and expensive process. I have I have a number of patents, over a dozen patents
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
date. And you know, when you have the solid concept, I mean, you want to if you want to patent, if you
yeah,
decide that it makes sense to patent, And remember, a patent is the right to sue, not the
Yes.
guarantee that you'll win.
Yes, that's
So
true. That's true.
even paying and going through
Yeah.
the patent process doesn't guarantee that you're going to then have this piece of paper that's going to be successful.
Yeah,
You
you can
have to
still
make
get
sure that you
copied.
enforce it. You have to go through it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
But I try to patent as early as possible.
Oh, okay.
Once the idea has been pretty solidified
Okay.
in our heads. I mean,
Yeah.
and we have a proof of concept kind of
Mhm.
prototype. That's when I start talking to a patent attorney.
Do you do both design and utility?
I generally do utility patents because
Utility. Okay. You don't do
utility
design.
are the stronger ones.
Oh,
If I was
true.
doing a design patent, then I would wait all the way till we're about to hit go on production.
Oh,
So
okay.
like
That's an
at the
interesting
time that you're
strategy.
about to do tooling,
Yeah.
that's when you do a design patent.
Design pattern, because the scenes is still kind of changing too.
Right.
So
There can always be shifting here.
yeah,
You make,
yeah,
a
yeah.
button moves there or something like that. So design
Mm.
patents you want to do all the way. Design patents are effective, but they're not as effective as
Hard to
utility.
enforce. Yeah,
It's hard,
yeah.
yeah,
There's a
because
lot of
if you
very easy way to get around it.
right, I changed 20 to 30%
Yeah,
is like the
yeah,
rule of thumb or the
yeah.
roundabout rule in order to
That's true.
get around the design patent. But a utility patent is very different because it's like I am
Yeah,
patenting
the
the
idea,
concept of it, the
concept. Yeah,
mechanism of it, the
yes,
way
yes,
that it
yes.
works. And therefore it doesn't matter what shell you put on it,
I'll put it on. Yes,
it's
yes, the
still
same
going to do that. I
concept.
mean, we have the patent for 3D pens.
Yeah.
It's been a very effective patent for us.
Okay.
But that's not always the case. So you really do have to decide whether it's worth it. I mean,
Should
a
you
patent from start to finish is
mostly focusing on getting it for US, or do you try to get patent
no. You want if you want there's a whole world to sell to. So you
Yeah,
do want to get major markets. So
yeah,
it's called a
yeah.
PTC. You can do the
Mhm.
patent highway to get it in other things. So
Mhm, mhm.
EU, we often EU, the rest of North America, Canada, Mexico.
Mhm.
I highly recommend the EU, Japan,
Japan.
China, because then
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
take actions within China to try and prevent things from leaving China.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of different. Australia is a relatively easy
Yeah.
one to add on to that. There are some people that are really big on doing patents for Israel,
Oh, for
because there
Israel.
are a
Okay.
lot of
Inventors in Israel?
tech companies that
A tech
have
company. Okay.
offices in Israel.
I see.
So if you think Intel would be interested in it, or if you think GE or someone like that would be interested in it, some people do the Israeli patent system, and then they can sue most of the major companies through the Israeli
Oh, I
court.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it
it was a
cheaper to
popular
get compared to
strategy.
US?
It is a bit cheaper than the United States,
Oh,
so
than US. Okay,
it's an
okay.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing, how you're patenting it when you want to patent it.
I see.
But
I didn't know
utility
that
patents are the
strategy.
gold standard that you want, and you want a nice utility patent that really covers as much as possible and is as broad as possible to
Yeah.
the concept that you're bringing to market.
Got it, got it, got it. Oh, that's a really good piece of advice, and I learned something new as well.
Yeah. And expect to
Myself.
spend,
So,
just to get the patent out of the door, expect to spend in the United States between $20,000 to $40,000. So
yeah,
it's
it is
quite
not cheap.
expensive. And then you
Yeah,
have to defend. I mean, you have to do a lot of other stuff. By
enforce
the
it
time you're
too.
all the way through and done, you're looking at $50,000 to $100,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
quite the capital investment. It's got to be
Yeah, and
worth
I
it.
guess for more scrappy inventor out there, like when is the stage? What do you actually advise them to? Okay, time to spend this 30K on this product idea. Do you want to do the Kickstarter first and then get a
No, you
patent
can't.
if
You
you don't have
can't.
the money?
If you do the Kickstarter first, you then can't patent it. You've disclosed.
Oh, true, true, true. You need to,
So
yeah,
you have
before,
to be very careful about that. You want to
yeah.
do it. That's why you have to. If you have to really believe in the item,
Mm-hmm.
and do it.
I
We
saw
did our
you have
patent
like a
in.
year once the idea is out there to still patent it, right? You have like 12 months or something?
It's arguable.
Oh, it's arguable. Okay, okay, okay.
It's generally no. Like you've
Okay.
disclosed it, and therefore you have given up your rights. You can
Mm,
do. There used to be an inventor's patent, which is just
yeah,
not effective anymore, where you could like do a write up, a
yeah,
descriptive. It didn't have to
yeah.
be in legalese, and then you would submit that as kind of a placeholder.
Oh,
That was changed in
that's changed already.
2013, 2014.
really?
So it's not as an effective process anymore. So generally speaking, you have to file a full-fledged patent application for it to really be considered at this point. But if it's granted, assuming you get through the arguments and everything like that with the patent office, then you have the patent, and now you can start enforcing the patent after 3 years of waiting for the patent to come to fruition.
To get approved will take a while. Yes.
They
Okay,
do
well,
take time.
well, thank you for sharing all that, and I think that's also a very important thing to consider for the inventor that's listening to our show as well, that's currently working on their own toys or game ideas. So as we're kind of wrapping up today, if our listener want to learn more about you, your company, where is the best place for people to find you online?
You can find us at the3doodler.com for all of the 3Doodler related product, or wobbleworks.net for all of our product. We sell on Amazon, we sell in Walmart, we sell in Target is also a great place too if you wanted to actually pick up a pen. So we're in most major retailers in the United States.
Okay. Got it. Well, I'll make sure I put that into the show note. And thank you again for your time today, sharing your journey, your knowledge, and your experience within the toys and game industry.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for our audience for tuning in to this episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. I hope today's conversation give you some practical insight and fresh inspiration for growing your own toys or game companies. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Toy Launch, a leading marketing and growth partner for toys and game company. At Toy Launch, we help brands scale on Amazon and beyond through full service account management, advertising, SEO, creative, catalog optimization, influencer marketing, and more. If you are looking for a proven team that understands both the e-commerce industry and also toys and game as a whole, we are here to help. If you like a personal breakdown of your brand, your marketing opportunity, and your best next step, you can schedule a free consultation session with us. Just visit our website, toy-launch.com. If you ever want to connect with other toys and game founders, feel free to join our free communities, Toys and Game Launchpad. You can find more information about that as well at toy-launch.com/group. For more resource update and industry insight, visit us at any time at toys-launch.com. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason Shea signing off on the Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay.